Young people are repeatedly portrayed in the media as out of control. We are often demonised as a risk to individual members of our communities and a threat to safe societies. Too often, the negative actions of a few are represented as the actions of all young people. The public imagination is filled with images of unruly youth to be feared and suspected of wrongdoing.
Such negative stereotypes have not gone unnoticed. The United Nations Committee on the Rights of the Child directly addressed the United Kingdom in 2008, recommending that the government take urgent measures to address the intolerance and inappropriate characterization of children, especially adolescents, within society, including the media.
This project, our project, Youth Voices Social Media, seeks to dispel these stereotypes. We created this project to help us explore how other people see us and how we see ourselves. This project provides us with a way to respond to and challenge negative stereotypes. It is one way to provide us with a voice.
We created this video to examine the views of those directly and profoundly affected by antisocial behaviour. The answers given by those interviewed do not seek to label all young people negatively. Their voices, when added to our own, challenge all of us to create our own emergency response. Our response must include all of us and find positive solutions to the issues in our community.
My name is Noel McKee. I am a firefighter. I work at Whitley Street Fire Station in North Belfast. The important thing about what we do is that we will always be there, and that's really the thing about the Northern Ireland Fire and Rescue Service. We're always going to be there no matter what the incident is.
Okay, I'm John McPoland. I'm the Media and Communications Manager with the Ambulance Service. I've been in the service now 21 years. We're called to people when they are at their most vulnerable. People need us at times of emergency. They may be sick or they may be injured as a result of an accident or some other kind of trauma. So our staff have to get there as quickly as we possibly can to start giving life-saving treatment in many, many cases.
Over the 30 years that I've been serving, I have come under attack on several occasions. The worst incident that I have experienced was whenever I was personally attacked, physically attacked on a one-to-one basis by a young man who had a baseball bat, and his friend had an iron bar, and they decided to attack myself and my colleague. My colleague ended up going to hospital, and the psychological scars that leaves. Our job is not just about the physical side.
There are certain things which tell us where there may be danger, and we can't put our staff in danger. But that doesn't stop over 300 assaults on our staff every year. Our staff receive assaults 5-6 times a week, and it's just not acceptable because our staff are doing nothing more than coming out to provide help to people who need it, people who on many, many occasions have asked for that help. And I know many of my colleagues who have been assaulted, and it has a lasting impact upon them.
The worst thing you can do is bury your own child. That is one of the most hardest things that you can ever do. It's this. I can remember seeing him in the hospital, and I can remember seeing him seeing Donna on the Antrim Road, and she was dead, and there was nothing I could do. She was just lying there, and to see somebody, just nobody else around you, and to see your wife just there. It's one of the hardest, difficult things to do. Then having to leave that scene and then go to a hospital and seeing your son or your child, 8 years of age, his whole life in front of him gone. Gone for what? Gone for because somebody wanted a bit of fun. Because somebody wanted to go out and steal a car. Because they wanted to have fun driving around Belfast at the street at high speed. There was no fun. And seeing Kevin lying there with a few bruises, 8 years of age. Few bruises, he looked like he was asleep, a wee blanket up to here. It was just like he was with me and then he wasn't. Stop, because, please stop, because this is destroying lives.
How do I feel about the young people and young adults who do abuse us? I wish for them that they had less anger and less animosity towards us. I wish them a better life, and I wish that they could see that too, that there is a better life, there is a better way, and it's all about choice. You choose to throw the brick and the stone, you choose to spit or attack or verbally abuse us. Why? And if you see someone attempting to do this, ask yourself, why am I not intervening?
What do we think about the people who are involved in assaults? On our staff, we believe, very, very strongly believe, that anybody who assaults any member of our ambulance staff should face jail time, without a shadow of a doubt.
I'm Constable Ian Rowan. I work in the community policing team here at Woodburn PSNI. Basically, obviously, the police are sort of separated from the rest of the emergency services, where I don't think, as a police officer, we should be. Because, yes, we deal with incidents, and yes, I understand there's a chance that you're going to be injured when you're providing a service to the community, but it's not part of my job description.
We don't believe that the people who assault our staff represent anybody but themselves. You know, we deal with young people day and daily in our work, but not only in our work, but in our community education work. And we know that the vast majority of people support what we do and support our paramedics, and are absolutely disgusted and abhorred when our paramedics are assaulted.
I think a lot of the young people that may be involved in that type of behaviour, some of it has been more serious when it's been public order. Sometimes it's just in areas where children are congregating and you're getting bricks and bottles thrown at you. What I do know is, it's not the majority of the children that you're involved with. It's only a small percentage of people involved in that type of behaviour. You maybe get one or two of the young people throwing bottles and stones at police, and the ones that are there, you can see them interacting with them and attempt to behave and to knock it on the head, really, which is good to see. That it's reassuring that it's it's not all of the children involved, so I certainly think most of the young people I come into contact with are fantastic,
and young people are absolutely as disgusted at what happens to us as middle-aged and older people. They don't want it to happen, not in their name. So we will look to engage with as many young people as we can to build relationships, because we are aware that the vast majority of young people are good people, and that they want to live in their own communities and they want to live without fear, and we want to be able to go out and work in those communities without any fear at all. So we've got a fine line to walk to make sure that communities aren't demonised by what we put out into the press. Our point of going to the press is to make people aware that these attacks do happen and that we want them to stop.
It's not all young people. I mean, there's thousands of young people involved in sport and GA and culture, involved in video making, involved in education, involved in an abundance of things. The West Belfast Festival included, and the environment. There's only a very small amount of these young people, but it always seems to tarnish a lot of young people from the district. But we were never in that. We always argued, you can't tarnish every young person with a hoodie on, and that doesn't work that way. They're not all joyers or car criminals. There's only a very, very small minority of them.
anyone who isn't involved in the attacks can try their best, please, to show these people that it's the wrong way. It all comes down to choice, the right thing or the wrong thing. And I know the vast majority of young people and young adults are very supportive of the Northern Ireland Fire and Rescue Service.
But what are the alternatives for people? We need to find real alternatives to get young people engaged so as they are not just following the herd and getting sucked into a world of alcohol abuse at the age of 14 years of age. People getting drunk, not knowing what they're at. We see that far too often. We don't like that. We want that to stop. We want people to be strong enough to stand up and say, well, that's not what it's about at 14 years of age. At 14 years of age, I was scared of my dad, but I had no alcohol. But I was involved in sport all my days.
The project basically, it was a forum theatre piece. Forum theatre, it's a concept that was invented by a guy called Phobail, very much used in communities to sort out different problems within the communities.
Well, myself and Mike, we were part of the Bates project. We were with Iniaitive, the pilot scheme. We got involved with council with it to do a bit of drama based on young people and how they affect with the emergency services and how it can affect their lives, getting involved in crime and whatnot, and just decisions young people can make. Like, it helped me a lot. Like, I was just out of prison, you know what I mean? I just went done 3 years in prison for something stupid, like a decision that shouldn't have happened. At the end of the day, I was doing a play about my life, basically.
What we do in terms of outreach is it's very important for us to reach out to young people of the age of 15, 16, because we know that they're on a journey. We know they're on a journey of growing up and that they are going to be coming into contact with alcohol and with drugs. Now, in the past, what we have done, we have made some short films with groups in Derry and in Belfast, and engaging with those 10 to 12 people. I can sit here now knowing that group we engaged with, the first one was in Derry, and it was 8 years ago, and they're now in their mid-20s. And I can sit here absolutely confident that they will never, ever, ever assault one of our crews. And I'm also confident that they will not let anybody else in their company do it. So there's a massive ripple effect which sets up a nice wee kind of protective skin around our crews. They'll make themselves known to our crews and say, is there anything I can do to help you? And just those words to our paramedics as they're bending down to perhaps save somebody's life can be a great source of comfort to them, knowing that somebody's got their back. So we will look to engage with as many young people as we can to build relationships, because we are aware that the vast majority of young people are good people and that they want to live in their own communities and they want to live without fear, and we want to be able to go out and work in those communities without any fear at all.
Like I said, I'd just been released from prison. I wasn't in for car crime, but I know the car crime in my area is one of the biggest topics and it is one of the biggest problems in the area. And the play was directed at not somebody that runs about like a header, but somebody that got out of prison and had a decision to make. They could go the right way, they could go the wrong way. At the time of making the play, I was doing everything right, I still am. I was on the right path, and by doing the play, by acting out the things that I could have been doing wrong, it reinforced me thinking that this is the right track, keep at it. And it reinforced it. Every day I'd done the play, I was able to act out all the bad stuff I could have been doing, but at the end of the day it was just acting. It was a way of de-stressing, a way of letting things out. And I thought the message we got out, it was basically, don't take for granted what you've got, and always think about what you're going to do. We're all going to make decisions in life, and we'll all make the wrong ones, because nobody's perfect. At the end of the day, it's when you make the wrong decisions, it's making them right.
The more people that can look after us and protect us and let us look after and protect them, that's great. The less people who are going to attack us, I'll settle for that.